Hey guys, it's Elma. So today I will be showing you a flip through of my very first K-pop journal. I actually finished this like 1.5 years ago, I think, but I never showed a flip through of it. And after my last video, which was how to start a K-pop journal, I showed a few spreads from this and some people asked me if I could do a flip through. So that's what I'm doing today. So I hope you enjoy. So I started this journal in March 2018, which is almost 3 years ago, which is actually crazy to me. I had been into K-pop for about a year back then, but I never really heard of K-pop journaling before, and once I knew what it was, I instantly bought a journal and started one because it seemed so much fun. And honestly, I did have a lot of fun in this journal. As you can see, it is very full. It's not even all the way full, but like it was so thick and it just couldn't close, so I decided to get a new journal. But yeah, so I will now show you the spreads that I made in this. So the first page is actually just this picture of Yoongi, which is the picture that I got in my very first pen pal letter from my friend Lena. So yeah, I just thought I would paste it in here with like this cute paper because I thought it was cute. And then the very first spread I made in my journal is this one. If you watched my last video, you've probably seen it. Yeah, so this was my very first spread. As you can see, it's very messy, but I do like looking at this and then looking at my last spread and see how much I've improved. So yeah, I just have this spread about Yoongi. Then here is my second spread, which is about Jungkook, my other BTS bias. And yeah, here I already changed up my style. Like after the first one, I used a different pen and I also like added these sparkles. And basically you'll see these sparkles throughout my entire journal because I was like obsessed with them. But I do think it looks nice. So I won't like talk this much for every spread, but yeah, some spreads I will just explain what it is about, and yeah. Here I just have this filler spread, and then this was for Yoongi's birthday. Here I wrote about meeting my friend and that we met an army at Starbucks, which was a really funny story, so I decided to journal about it. Here I wrote about Jackson Wang from GOT7 and about a cover that Jungkook did, which was only then. This came out like in March 2018, so I wrote about it. Here is a spread about serendipity. Here I made a spread about song recommendations for my pen pals, and I just wanted to like document them in a spread, so that's what I did. And it's really funny looking at this. I wrote like songs of groups that I didn't really stan back then, and now they are my like my alts. So for instance, here I have like a lot of 17 songs, and actually they're my alt right now, so it's really funny looking back on this. Then we have a spread about Euphoria, which came out back then. I wrote about meeting my friend again, and here BTS announced that they would do a world tour and they would come to Amsterdam, so I had to journal about it, of course. Yeah, I was like screaming that day. Here I wrote about BTS's new album Love Yourself Tear. Well, here it hadn't been released yet, but I was just writing about how I pre-ordered it and stuff, and about the concept photos. And here I wrote about my pen pals. This was a collab I did with someone on Instagram, and we basically gave each other an album to listen to and review it. I didn't really stan this group, I still don't stan them, but yeah, I enjoyed the album, so. And here I have a spread about NCT. Just another spread about Yoongi, because why not? So as you can see here, Love Yourself Tear got released and I decided to write a spread about it, so I just wrote about each song and what I liked about it. Here I wrote about visiting Amsterdam and that I was kind of losing motivation. This happened a lot throughout my whole journal, like a lot of the times I just didn't know what to journal about, and yeah, these are just random spreads. This is a collage I made of Yoongi. I thought it looked really cute, like I like the blue and I also like how it looks, so I decided to make another one of Jungkook, but our printer ran out of red ink so I had to like work with washi tape and stuff, but I do think it looks nice. So here I wrote about having a sleepover with Jungkook. And about Cook's pink hair. Honestly, I still remember the day I saw he had pink hair. I didn't believe it, but yeah, I just journaled about it because why not? And here I wrote, this is like so embarrassing, but I wrote about my compatibility with Yoongi. This was me when I was like, I was probably like 17, I don't know, it's really awkward, but yeah. This is actually funny. These next few spreads I made while I was on a holiday to, I think it was Portugal. And like I was journaling on the plane. Well, as you can see, I like misspelled journaling, and also my Tombow pen exploded. So yeah, I tried to cover it up, but that's like really funny to me. So here I wrote about NCT again. I wrote about Yoongi again, and about Love Yourself Answer, which came out while I was on a holiday. And I just cut out these fruits from a magazine. And I thought it was like fitting because, well, I went on a holiday during summer break. So yeah, I also made this while I was in Portugal. Here I wrote about going back to school. I think this was my last year of high school. Yeah, I think it was. And here I wrote about Jungkook's birthday, or well, I didn't write about it. I just made a collage about Jungkook's birthday. Here I wrote about Jungkook again, and I also wrote about GOT7 Lullaby, which they released. This was like a challenge going around on Instagram. It was like the positivity challenge. You basically posted a picture on your story or on your account, and then you let people reply what they like about you or your account. So yeah, that was this. I didn't really like the pen I used, but I mean, like looking back on it now, I don't hate it. So yeah, that's what this is. And here I wrote, this was actually the day before BTS's concert in Amsterdam. I wrote about it, and I had to like journal before I actually saw them, because I was like, okay, you know, I gotta write about this feeling that I have right now. So yeah, this was the day before that happened. It's a bit weird, but I like finished this spread in December and I finished this spread in November, so it's a bit weird. But anyways, here I did a playlist swap with like someone on Instagram, and we just basically gave each other like 10 songs to listen to, and then we had to write about them. So that's what this is. And then here I wrote about seeing BTS live in concert on Jimin's birthday. And actually, as you can see, this was like a month after, but I just had to recover. I couldn't like immediately journal about it. So yeah, that's my concert experience, which was certainly something. I just had to journal about it. I think this was also a collab with some people on Instagram. I just wrote about what makes me happy. And here I wrote about Burn the Stage, which was in the cinemas. And I went to see it a day before my birthday. So this is a bit random, but someone organized a Secret Santa gift exchange on Instagram, and I just decided to journal about it and paste this in my journal just because I wanted to remember it. And yeah, I don't know, I just wanted to journal about it. So it doesn't really fit my style, but I think it's cute. Here I wrote about Taehyung's birthday and about my favorite BTS era. This is like another concept, like best friends with your bias. So I wrote about shopping with Jungkook. I don't know why, but it does look cute, so. I wrote about my BTS biases again. As you can see, I wrote about my biases a lot. And here I wrote about Namjoon. I think this was a collab with someone. We just like wrote about our favorite ships. We like exchanged ships. So I wrote about her favorite ship and she wrote about my favorite ship. Here we have Jungkook as Flynn Rider. This was also a collab. We basically like wrote about BTS as a Disney character. So I wrote about Jungkook as Flynn Rider because I don't know, I thought it might fit. And here, this was like with my sister. We just wrote about each other's biases. So I wrote about Jimin, which is her bias. This was another collab. We wrote about each other's star sign and like K-pop idols that have that star sign. So I think they were a Gemini and I am a Scorpio. So they wrote about Scorpio idols and I wrote about Gemini idols. Here I did a little live update. This was also a collab with some people. I wrote about what I want to be in my next life. Here I wrote about Yoongi's birthday. So this was the second time it was Yoongi's birthday after I started this journal. Then I have this spread, which was also a collab. It was BTS's Brooklyn Nine-Nine characters, so I don't know if you've watched the show. Actually, this was like my first YouTube video, if you count it. But yeah, after that I didn't really continue YouTube until last year. So yeah, I think this turned out pretty cute. I really like this spread. It's actually one of my most liked pictures on Instagram. It has like 3,000 likes, which is insane. But it's about Map of the Soul Persona, which was released back then. And I just wrote, once again, just like I did with Love Yourself Dear. Here, I just wrote about every song and what I liked about it. So yeah. Here it was my 2 years with BTS, which is almost 2 years ago already. Yeah, that's crazy, but yeah, this was my 2-year anniversary. Then I wrote about BTS at Wembley Stadium. I watched it live and it was just so amazing. I wish I could have been there, but I mean, I couldn't, so. These were a few collabs about like K-pop idols in Hogwarts. So I wrote about Jungkook as a Ravenclaw and like about my first meeting with certain idols if we were in Hogwarts. Yeah, I don't know, it was a group collab. And then I wrote about who would be my best friends at Hogwarts. Here I wrote about ITZY, It's Icy because they released that, and I also wrote about Red Velvet because they were my favorite girl group and I hadn't really ever made a spread about them. Well, obviously I used a lot of pictures of Seoggi before, but I didn't really write about them, so yeah. Then I had a Happy Jungkook Day spread, and then lastly, this is my goodbye journal spread. So this is basically the last spread that I made in the journal. I did have this unfinished spread, which was GOT7 as the 7 Deadly Sins. It was actually a collab with someone, but I actually started this before I made this one. So yeah, I never finished it. Maybe I should just write something. But yeah, this is like officially the last spread, but technically this is just like goodbye journal. So yeah, the rest is just empty. I know I do still have some pages left, but I just lost some motivation and I did really want to change my style. As you can see, it already looked kind of different here, like from before, but yeah. So yeah, that was my first K-pop journal. Let me see, I started it like officially on the 4th of March 2018. And my last spread was 16th of December on 2019. So as you can tell, like for the amount of spreads that I made, it was like almost 2 years. And yeah, I just didn't journal like every day or like every week. Sometimes I had little breaks, but yeah, it was just a hobby for me, so I didn't want to pressure myself or anything. So that's why I decided to buy a new journal to actually like, you know, start again and regain motivation and stuff. So let me see if I can grab my other journal. So yeah, that's this one. And yeah, once again, if you watched my last video, you've seen this. But I started this one on the 28th of December 2019. So I started pretty quickly after this one. And yeah, this is my current journal. Like the last spread I made was this, GOT7 Freedom. And I made this on the 20th of January. So that's the last thing I journaled about. So yeah, now I now have this journal, and yeah, but my first journal really served me well. Like, I'm so glad that I got this. I think it was a really good notebook. It was a notebook I got in Poland, so yeah, I don't really know the brand, but it's kind of like similar to the Leuchter. I have no idea how to pronounce that. But yeah, it's kind of similar to that one, but it just has this thing to write the date, which I did really like because, yeah, looking back on it now, I like looking at when I made the spread exactly. I just put these stickers that I had on the cover. I don't know, I mean, it's not the best. I mean, I like this better, but I do think it's like cute. The stickers are cute as well. So that's it for my K-pop journal flip through. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to. And hopefully I'll see you in my next video.